Welcome to a new video about the Systema Kadersnikova presented to you by Transition CRT. In this video I will go into detail on a few options how you can disarm a knife or disarm someone when he's holding a knife. A few basic principles to understand is that if you start training this, it's important, I think it's important to use a real knife, like a real sharp knife you can buy at many stores, and not the rubber training knife. The rubber training knife is good if you want to train on speed, but if you want to go into detail about disarming, the real knife, it creates you train your psychological adjustment to the knife, to the situation where someone's holding a knife. If you've been training your whole life with rubber and the situation will occur, you have to defend yourself against a knife, the psychological step will be very large. And on the other hand, if you start training with a real knife, do it very slowly and very accurately, so you don't hurt yourself. You can disarm someone in many ways, but I will just discuss 3 ways with you. One, like stroking the knife out of someone's hand. The second one, using a lever. And the third one, to strike his hand. For if someone holds a knife, or any kind of object, he has a certain grip. And to loosen his grip, a lot of times I manipulate the wrist. So this part. If someone's grip is very strong, then I won't be able to work with it. And again, the knife is a very dangerous object, so I shouldn't get into any struggle with him to let him go of the knife. No, I will create a disbalance. Like we said, the main priority of the brain is to keep its balance. If I switch the priority from holding the knife to regaining its balance, I will create the situation where his grip loosens, and then I can work with it. So that aside, when he's holding like really tight, first thing I want to show is, we call it like stroking out, because the movement, it looks like you're stroking your pet, only it will be with a little bit more force, not strength, but like a little tougher movement. I don't think your cat will like it if you stroke it like that. One hand is here on the wrist, so keeping it in position, and the other hand like strokes the knife out, like this. Important to see is that I don't have my hand connected to the sharp edge of the blade, but I have it like this. So one more time, I stroke him out, and you see here I manipulate the wrist. I put friction on his wrist, and I can stroke the knife out kind of easily. The second way is using the knife as a lever. I create a fulcrum here at the beginning of his hand, and I use the blade of the knife as the lever itself. Important, it's very like a detailed motion. I have to put my hand flat on the blade. If I do it like this, I will cut myself. I don't want to grab the blade because I will cut myself. I just put it on flat because this side of the knife, it's not sharp and it won't cut. And I don't start pulling him. I only use the lever construction. The lever, and he won't be able to keep hold of the knife. You see, my hand is safe. To do this in a real life situation, you have to be very precise. And it's a very complicated movement, so a complicated technique. So you should really practice a lot before even thinking you would be able to apply it in real life. And then still, in real life, it's a very risky move. And like I said in the previous video, try to evade the situation instead of engaging someone who has a knife. The last moment is striking. I can strike many different ways. I can do it like this in the inside of the hand. I can strike simultaneously like that. I can use the leg. I can maybe use a knee. I can do it on very many variations. Now I will discuss with you the strike with the elbow, because if he steps me, I try to keep him close. And here, striking with my hand becomes difficult, so I want to use the elbow because it's closest to him. You see, I don't have a lot of space that I can work with, that I can hit with. I don't hit him like this. So again, my underarm is a solid object, and the rest of my body is very relaxed, so I can put in my whole weight and hit out the knife. And one, and then I can continue with my opponent to take him down. Remember, if he holds this very tight, perhaps if I hit it, the knife doesn't come out, but the grip is loosened, and then I can continue with one of the other disarming techniques I've shown and still take the knife from him. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So 3 ways how to disarm someone. First, the stroking technique. The second one, use the knife as a lever. And the third one, striking. It's important when you strike, like do it very accurately, like very correctly on the wrist. See which points you have to strike to. And always when you're practicing, do it very slowly, very accurately. And keep in mind that safety first when you're practicing. You don't want to injure yourself during practice, because if the situation occurred, you have to defend yourself while you're injured, it becomes even more difficult. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.